You miss me? I know. Welcome to all our new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time of stopping in this channel, do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell icon. Thank you. This is the sewing tutorial for the previous video I posted. The link will be on the description. If you've not watched that video, please go ahead and watch that video and come back to this video. So we're just going to start by joining the lining to the main fabric, the Ankara fabric. So we're just going to be stitching of an inch. We're going to stitch that down. Once we're done with that, we're just going to top stitch on the lining area. Once we're done stop stitching, we're just going to go ahead and then join the sides of the lining and then the Ankara. Then we're going to flip it over and go to our ironing table and give it a hot press. Once we're done with that, we're just going to go ahead and then stitch up the upper part that is left open. Once we're done stitching the upper part for the front and the back part, we'll go ahead and then mark our zipper allowance, and we're going to stitch the line. So this is our dart. We're marking a 4.5 inches for the dart allowance. We're just going to stitch along that, both the front and the back piece. Stitching the dart. This is what the front looks like, and then the back part of it. So we're just going to stitch along the zipper allowance. Once we're done, we're just going to stitch along the line where we're going to be cutting through for our flounce. So we're keeping a 1/2 inch allowance from where we stitched, and we're just going to cut through that line. Remember to keep 1/2 inch allowance. This is for the joining. So once we're done cutting, we'll do that for the front and the back. We'll go ahead and seal up the raw edge to prevent it from shifting. Once we're done with sealing it up, we'll just go ahead and attach our doll face to that part. So we're just going to go ahead and then fold the doll face and fold it. Once we're done folding, this is what the doll face looks like after folding. We'll go ahead and cut it off for the front and the back. This is what we've done. We've pleated the doll face to the front panel. So we're just going to join the half part of it to the front panel. So this is what the front looks like. We're still going to go ahead and join the back panel, the doll face. We're going to be pleating through. So if you didn't get it, this is what we did. We pleated it, and then we're going to join the other part which we cut off. We're joining it back to the down part of it. So once we're done joining it, we have the front and the back ready for us to join it together. So this is it. Once we're done joining the flounce to the Ankara, the front and the back, we'll go ahead and then take our measurements for the waist. Waist divided by 2, we'll mark it at that point, and then we'll get our allowance. We'll mark our allowance on the both sides. We'll do that for the hip also. Once we've gotten the hip divided by 4, we're just going to mark it, and then we'll divide the allowance by 2, mark it on the both sides. We'll also mark the same allowance on the down part of the dress. So we're just going through and stitching from the waist down to the hem of the dress, making sure to align the flounce together. The front and the back is very necessary so that it looks the same. We'll go ahead and do the same thing for the other side, making sure also that the flounce is matching the both side, front and back. Once we're done, this is what we have. It's looking so lovely already. So we'll go ahead and work on the upper bodice. We're just going to stitch the neck 1/4 inch. Once we're done stitching the neck, we'll go ahead and notch the neck just to prevent it from dragging. Once we're done notching the neck, we'll go ahead and top stitch on the lining area. Once we're done top stitching on the lining area, we'll go ahead and then join the sides. Once we're done, we'll turn it over, and then we're just going to press with an iron, come back and do the back panel. We'll do the same for the back panel. We're just going to seal up the open part, and once we're done sealing it up, we'll go ahead and mark our dart 4.5 inches for both the front and the back, and we're going to stitch on that point. This is what we have for the front and back. We'll go ahead and join the shoulders. matching the lining to lining and the Ankara to the Ankara. We'll go ahead and stitch half of an inch to the shoulders. Once we're done stitching the both shoulders, this is what we have. This is the second shoulder. We're just stitching it. Once we're done stitching it, we're just going to flip it over, and our dress is almost ready. Once we're done with this, we're just going to go over and measure the bust circumference divided by 4. We'll mark it at that point, divide the allowance by 2, and then we'll mark it on the both side of the upper bodies. And once we're done with that, we'll do the same thing for the under bust, and also we'll do the same thing for the waist. Then we're just going to mark those lines and go ahead and stitch. We're going to go ahead and then stitch the lines. Once we're done stitching those lines, we're just going to go ahead and join the upper bodies to the down bodies. And once we're done joining that, our dress is almost ready. So we're just going to go ahead and going to cut the sleeve for this dress. So we measured the sleeve. The sleeve is 23.5. We kept a 1 inch for the joining, and then we're going to mark our cap for the sleeve, which is 4. We are going to draw a line on that point and then mark out the cap. We're just going to draw a curve, making sure that is our sleeve circumference. So we're just cutting it. We're going to cut the lining also. So we're going to be pleating the doll face. We're done pleating. We're going to go ahead and join it to the dress, and our dress is ready. Thank you for watching this video. Please, if you've watched to this extent, please do well to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell icon for the next video. Thank you.